to be with you today at one of the finest universities of the world. Today, I want to share with everyone a story about my experience at Stanford summer session last year. Last summer, I took the Stanford course Bio 7S as well as the Silicon Valley Innovation Program, not only with other Stanford students, but also students from around the world. Both programs allowed me to explore biology outside the classroom through insightful class discussions and fascinating research assignments. Through them, I gleaned new knowledge, gained more insight, and transformed into the risk-taker who dares to go the extra mile. Now let me tell you a short lobster story from my first biology class. So I have my first picture here. It's a lobster. Ever wondered how a tiny baby lobster grow up to become the king lobster of the ocean? Well, lobsters don't grow like the way people do. Lobsters have a hard exoskeleton, and they must first molt before they can grow any larger. Well, molting is the process when the lobster sheds its old exoskeleton. Before molting, a lobster absorbs water, causing the new exoskeleton to swell and pushing apart the old exoskeleton. After molting, a lobster is soft, squishy, and shellless, earning them the nickname for jellies. Since their new soft shell leaves them as an easy prey, they must remain in hiding for at least a week or two. However, after they molt, since their new soft shell leaves them as an easy prey, they have a massive risk. But it's a risk that pays off when the once tiny lobster emerges as an enormous lobster. However, some lobsters prefer to remain safe in their tiny shell, and they never molt. Those lobsters remain tiny forever, a consequence of not taking the risk to grow. What I learned from this lobster story is that you need to take risks in your life to achieve your dreams. What I'm about to share with you is how Stanford summer session transformed me from a tiny lobster into a jelly, into a bright red, hard-shelled king lobster of the ocean. So on the first day of Stanford summer session, I truly felt like a college student. I sat down in class and found myself surrounded by other college students. Unlike other summer camps, Stanford offers the unique opportunity to share classes and study with its college students. And that was how I met Lauren and Taylor, two of my best friends at Stanford summer session. I never expected to meet Pac-12 gymnasts in my biology class, but we bonded and quickly became friends over the summer. Before summer session, I had always labeled myself as a nature and wildlife photographer, and often took pictures of flowers, birds, and bees. It was something that I was good at, so I never bothered to explore other subjects of photography. I stuck to what I was familiar with, to what I knew I was good at. Because I was just like a tiny lobster, wanting to stay safe in my tiny shell forever, because I wasn't confident enough of photographing other subjects of photography. But Stanford summer session changed my mind. It broadened my horizons by experimenting with the most difficult photos I had ever tried to take. As you might know, sports photography is one of the hardest genres of photography to master because the athlete moves at lightning speed, making it a challenge for the photographer to capture the most interesting frame and to capture it well. Well, I failed again and again. All of my pictures turned out to be dark, blurry, and grainy. I almost gave up, seeing how much I failed. I wanted to stick to being a wildlife photographer. I wanted to keep taking the same types of photos I had always taken and be successful. But Stanford summer session taught me to challenge myself and to try new things. In the end, I managed to snap a photo of my friend Lauren tumbling in front of the Hoover Tower. The picture came out perfectly clear, and I had never felt as happy as I did in that moment. And here's my second picture of Lauren tumbling in front of the Hoover Tower. But it wasn't just the friends I've made at Stanford that have helped to inspire me. Taking Bio 7S at Stanford made me look at my daily life in a whole new way. For example, one particularly memorable assignment was centered around how humans benefit from microbes in our digestive tracts. I found it fascinating that humans are dependent on gut microbiota, contrary to the common stigma of bacteria as harmful organisms. But these gut bacteria are actually essential for digestion, immune health, and brain health. This realization helped me with my personal diagnosis of IBS. The research paper that I found led me to take probiotics for my IBS, which made me feel so much better. Having seen how much applied sciences could help my real-life issues, I've decided to continue researching on how antibiotics could influence our digestive tracts. But it wasn't just my gut bacteria that became stronger. Because the concept of independent inquiry was new to me, learning it helped me become a more inquisitive learner. I learned how to find difficult research papers that I would never have understood before. I also learned how to apply the knowledge I gained from these research papers into my own scientific conclusions. Overall, the independent inquiry sections in the problem sets help me navigate databases, critically read scientific papers, and show my understanding of what I inquired into by writing a concise summary. Looking back, I still can't believe I managed to accomplish so much in just 8 weeks. Stanford summer session's shortened term is worth a full quarter, but I felt like I studied enough in those 2 months to fill an entire year. Being able to study Bio 7S alone without distractions from other disciplines allowed me to explore significant fields in biology, such as cell biology, biochemistry, biodiversity, evolution, and genetics. A clear understanding of these fields made it possible for me to relate various biological occurrences from nature to real life. Like with my IBS, this made me love biology more. Stanford summer session opened my mind. It helped me to realize the existence of larger problems in the world, such as environmental concerns or food shortages, and how all these issues can be solved in some way by biological ideologies geared towards creating a more sustainable environment for humans. Stanford summer session helped me understand how a healthy biosphere can improve the existence of living and non-living beings. And this is something I want to see happen. In just 8 weeks, this program transformed me into a completely different person. I always thought that I would major in economics, but after taking this class, I've decided to major in biology. Professor Schwartz has opened my eyes to what I could be and what I could do in a way that I never thought possible. Her encouragement has taught me that with enough dedication and hard work, I can succeed in anything I choose. Of course, it's not all work. I always thought that I would take a Stanford class, get a grade, and move on to the next school year in high school. Well, boy, was I wrong. There's so many events happening every day and every week that you can attend to get a glimpse of college life. The first thing that you must do is go fountain hopping. It's a Stanford tradition. Don't be afraid to get wet. So one of my favorite fountains at Stanford is the fountain in front of the Green Library. And I think it's the most beautiful fountain at Stanford. So for the next 8 weeks, you also get plenty of opportunity to have fun adventures around campus, like working out at the Arilaga gyms or hanging out with friends at the Friday night dances. You also have plenty of opportunity to go off campus to places like Monterey Bay Aquarium, San Francisco Zoo, Winchester Mystery House, and Great America. Ultimately, Stanford summer session has been an experience that has not only let me enjoy myself, but also grow. It pushed me out of my comfort zone and made me try a lot of new things that I wouldn't have otherwise. As a result, I've changed a lot as a person for the better. I'm no longer afraid to explore a topic that doesn't have definite answers. I have overcome my challenges and transformed into a more knowledgeable and confident person. Like a metamorphosis, this program has transformed me from a tiny hesitant lobster into a bold king lobster of the ocean. And I will always be thankful for the experiences it has given me. The most important thing to remember is that only those who risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. Thank you.